Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. So today we are going to do some real life party cleanup. My kitchen is a disaster. I'm sharing some images with you now. It is just so messy. I have stuff out from a birthday party we hosted, and I have some groceries from a pickup order that I haven't put up yet, and then of course some dishes. So I'm just going to tackle my kitchen today and bring you along with me and share some of my tips for how I clean when my kitchen is this messy. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the party I hosted and just share this morning with you. So if you are in the mood for some cleaning motivation, you are in the right spot, so let's get right into it. Okay, so the reason my kitchen is this messy, which is just not my preference, I try to clean as I go and just tidy a little bit every day. But so the reason my kitchen looks like this and it doesn't normally is because it has been a wild last few days with just so many activities going on. One of my kiddos had a birthday, so we hosted our family. They came over and we had cake and opened presents and just played for a while. So that obviously took, just some planning and made a mess that I really was not in the mood to clean up right after the party. Because we ended up having to do the party kind of later in the evening because my son who had the birthday actually had a baseball game before. So it was just a really fun day. There's nothing he would rather do than play baseball right now. So what a fun birthday for him that he got to go have a baseball game and then come home to his cousins and grandparents and just our family over and got to have cake and open presents. And so it was a really fun evening. But then the next day we had a soccer tournament and a baseball tournament. So we had multiple baseball games and multiple soccer games over the next couple days. And so we just really were not home. We were eating out, so I wasn't in the kitchen cooking anything. So it's just kind of been a catch-all zone for the last 3 days, and I have got to get in here and get it straightened up. So my method typically is to work in kind of sections when I'm cleaning a space, just because it helps me not feel overwhelmed. So the first thing I did was tackle dishes, and that's kind of just a habit of mine. I do not like being around a bunch of dirty dishes and my sink being full. So typically, if I'm going to clean the kitchen, I'm going to start out with dishes. Um, then I had a lot of things on my counter this time, and that's just kind of from the party. I don't typically leave things on the counter because one of my habits is when I walk into a room, I just kind of tidy as I go. I feel like that's just a good way to manage my stress level, is why I do that. So I had a lot more on the counter than I normally did. So when I was finished with dishes, I went ahead and started straightening up the counter. And then I realized my trash can was completely full, so I had to take the trash out. That's not typically my job. Typically, my husband or my oldest son do the trash. But today I just needed to handle it. So I went ahead and took care of that. And then I realized that my pantry was just a disaster. And that just I haven't been managing it very well. So while I have the trash can out of our pantry, I went ahead and vacuumed this area just because there were so many crumbs on the floor. If you're new to my channel, I have 4 young kiddos, and so our kitchen probably gets messier than most people's just because we have young kids in and out of this space all the time. But so here's just kind of a glimpse. I got the floor clean, and then I was thinking, oh, I really could tidy up this space a little bit. Now, I don't have the time today to do like a deep clean of the pantry, but I am going to go ahead and do like a mini reset just to get this space a little bit more organized. We use these like kid kind of protein drinks. And then I have just normal protein drinks that I like to drink. And I try to keep them on a shelf just ready to go. My kids are welcome to grab these when they want to, typically in the morning before school. If they're not in the mood to eat like a full breakfast, they'll drink one of these kid protein drinks. I get these at Costco, but I've also seen them at Sam's. I think they're a good source of protein. I don't know. My kids will actually drink them. And so that gives them something in their belly before they go to school. So I feel like that's a win. But then I needed to tidy up just kind of our canned goods and my baking shelf. So this is just a quick clean. I am planning to do like a full pantry reset soon. Just as we start summer, my pantry needs to look a little different than it does during the school year, just because when the kids are home, they need more snacks. And I try to just have stuff that they can have on lower shelves. So I will be resetting this fully later on, but here's just what I've done. Probably it took me about 10 minutes this morning, just to straighten up this area so it's at least more user friendly and not quite such a disaster. Another one of my favorite cleaning tips when it comes to cleaning most rooms, but especially the kitchen, is to clean from top to bottom. And what I mean by that is cleaning the taller spaces before the lower spaces, just in case you knock dirt or crumbs from the top down. And so I try to save cleaning the counters towards the end of cleaning. And then when I'm done with that, I typically do clean the floors. And so here in a minute, I will get my vacuum out and vacuum the kitchen and dining area. And then I really do need a mop, but I don't know if that's going to happen today. I'm still just so tired from the last few days. I'm really kind of having to rally to get through just cleaning our kitchen, but I knew it was something that I could not put off. So that's why I'm doing it. But I don't ever really push myself when it comes to cleaning too hard because I don't want to get burnt out. And that's really where my method of just tidying a little bit every day comes. So for today, I'm okay with just getting the kitchen pretty clean. This is a deeper clean just because I had to kind of clean the pantry and that sort of thing. It's not my normal surface, tidy up. But I'm not probably going to mop today. We're going to be good with just vacuuming. Anyways, now I'm going to take down the party decor. I reuse most of this stuff. I use this happy birthday sign, and then the gold one says hooray. And then I just have these bright, colorful balls on a string that I put on our chandelier in our kitchen area, and I reuse these for most of their birthdays. We also do balloons, and one of our traditions is we like to put party streamers on the door to their bedrooms, and that's always just fun on their birthday. They get to do that. So I do try to keep birthday supplies on. So I keep the birthday supplies on hand typically. I have a clear tote box that I typically keep birthday supplies in. And typically those have the banners and some party streamers. I always have a package of balloons and then candles. And then if I need to buy something on theme, I will buy that, for any given party. But anyways, keeping a box of those supplies has been really helpful for me. I feel like that's a really good hack if you throw a lot of parties just for your kids or other family members or friends. Having a party box is a good way to go. So I have the party gear taken down now, and I'm just going to go ahead and vacuum this area. So I'm kind of winding down this clean. There are a few things that I would like to do in the upcoming weeks. Like I said, I'd like to deep clean my pantry. I would like to steam mop the floor in this area. I like to do that every now and then just to really get a deep clean on our floor area. But like I said, today I'm just going to vacuum. But as you can see, the kitchen looks a lot better. Not perfect, but a lot better. And I'm happy with it. And so I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!